Welcome back to your TI10 coverage here as the group stage is in full swing, Lacoste. We're starting to see some patterns emerging. Undying, running the full gamut of emotions, a win, a loss and a draw, while Thunder Predator still looking for their first victory here at the group stage.
Yeah, unluckily for them, did not manage to win a single game, but maybe this is going to be the easiest opponent for them because they didn't have an easy matchup. Thunder Predator, they looked really, really good. During the Singapore Major, they had an awesome run, I would say. They were number one in the groups and then crumbled a bit, but I want to see that Thunder Predator. I want to see them play the style that they've been playing. I've been praising Frank yesterday before it started. I want to see him play something a bit more active. I want to see him move around the map, contribute, or give him a hero that can amplify the carry.
Yeah, and obviously covering all the SADPC, I want to see them from the group stage there as well. They've been performing spectacularly. Second best team in South America, it looked like, just behind Beast Coast. And I think one of the biggest changes has been watching the heroes they pick Leo style. In that last game they played against IG, they picked him Puck, and usually that's something he performs very well on, the Puck, the spirits. And I think that's them trying to get back into their groove, get back into their form, move away from the Viper, which we saw them play against OG, which just didn't look particularly good.
One thing I noticed is Thunder Predator, they banned IO every single game so far. So 6 IO bans. This time around, they decided not to ban IO. So we'll see if Undying decides to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no Tiny there, but IO Sven, IO Gyrocopter have been two very popular pairings, haven't they? And there it is, straight off the bat for Undying.
But I think they might got surprised a bit by Thunder Predator not banning the IO this time around.
They took a second, didn't they? Thinking, hang on a second. There's a hero out there. A little ball of light. We should grab that one up. Now, Night Stalker, a hero that I've not been too happy with performance-wise, but you've been trying to convince me otherwise, Lacoste. You're a big fan.
I'm a big fan. I was just not satisfied with the performances that I've seen. Thunder Predator, however, will get the Phoenix. I mean, you gotta expect that. Night Stalker is countered by the Phoenix. You still get the flying vision, but you lose the attack speed, you lose the movement speed, and you get really countered. We've seen it in one of our series. It is a counter. Me as a Night Stalker player, I really don't like to play. If someone
despise Phoenix.
Yeah. If you wake me up 3 a.m., what's a Night Stalker counter? I'm like, Phoenix. So yeah, Thunder Predator, they picked Mars 3 times so far. One of the reasons why Mars doesn't have that much of a win rate.
What is it at?
He's at 20%.
Out of how many games? Oh dear, 10 games. I guess one of the upsides, though, is it is flexible, right? They've played it on MJZ as a position 5 Mars. They can also put it on Leo-style mid. So they're not necessarily giving away what role that Mars is going to be playing in.
5 seconds remaining.
I guess a similar thing could be said for Phoenix, potentially. We've not seen a lot of the Phoenix 3 recently, but it is something that could slot in there if the draft calls for it later on.
In this game, I think they will just stick with the standard stuff, Mars plus Phoenix, and then play normal Dota, because they need a bit of a boost in terms of confidence. They maybe need to feel a bit more confident in their own roles, not mix things up, play simple Dota, and see how that goes.
It's like you were talking about in some of the first series of the first day of the group stage, TI and big LAN events. We always expect these team fight combos to come into play. Earthshaker, Enigma, Mars Phoenix here. We saw it in the Animajor and even prior to that during the DPC. It is something that's reasonably simple to execute. And if you win a couple of team fights in a row, it gets you that momentum, a little bit of a win beneath your wings.
Turn to ban.
So the ban's coming out. Lina, Earthshaker, Juggernaut, Morphling. Of course, Tiny and Monkey King leading the charge up there. Highly banned heroes so far in the groups. Leshrac taken out by Undying as well. I think Leshrac's always a great hero to throw into the mix there when you've got Mars and Phoenix being teamfight heroes. Adding magical damage, but in addition, tower push. If you win a team fight, converting that into objectives is always key.
Yeah, he's also one of the heroes that doesn't care too much about the Night Stalker. If you already have your Edict, if you have your ulti running, Night Stalker with the silence. That's why, like, in certain situations, Leshrac is like that one hero that could make a difference. They
Predators,
decide to
turn
ban
to ban.
Templar Assassin. So could I mean Lina is banned out. Usually, if Lina is picked or left in the pool, it's a good matchup for Templar Assassin. Thunder Predator, I don't believe that they played Templar
Undying's
Assassin
turn to
yet.
ban.
No, they did not. At least in the group stage of TI.
No, not yet. Would you consider Night Stalker a hard counter to Spirit Heroes or like Puck, for instance, with his crippling fear?
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
usually Leo style we'd be looking at, picking up a Storm or a Void Spirit was one of his key
10
heroes
seconds
during
remaining.
the DPC. Puck, of course, up there as well. And Night Stalker kind of blocks those.
5 seconds remaining.
And it also means you don't have to waste any bans on it, so you can start targeting some of the more available tempo setting mids.
That's the great thing about Dota. You can pick a certain hero, and then suddenly you don't have to spend bans on what you wanted to, and you're also kind of shutting down a lot of the, let's say, spirits that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Puck, even Queen of Pain, doesn't like to play into Night Stalker.
And going down that line of thought, they're trying to figure out what they do want to actually ban out. Still one more to go. Phantom Lancer removed by Thunder Predator.
Undying's
And there's a
turn
Shadow
to pick.
Fiend. Well, that definitely would have been a morale boost if they got the Shadow Fiend up and running here at TI. Historically, he's been a
Thunder
great hero for the
Predators,
South American region in general.
I wanted to mention Silencer, but
I'm sorry.
if it's a position 5 Silencer, no, I was just thinking it's a great hero against Phoenix. It's a great counter initiation to Mars once he uses the arena. I just don't feel like it's a good support duo. You have support duo that doesn't provide you with any kind of stun. IO plus Silencer could be a mid Silencer. We saw that Alliance ran it. Could be an off lane potentially. There's still a lot of flexibility. But looking at the Undying, the way they were playing, in the qualifiers, in the seasons, I would say that this looks like a position 5 Silencer.
10 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
I like this Terrorblade pick, though. Something that, in the previous series we heard
5
the casters
seconds
talking about
remaining.
Minos on this TB. That was one of the heroes that they did very well with at the Singapore
Undying's
Major.
turn
And it
to
brings you that tower push, that
Disruptor.
ability to win a team fight. Now around the 3 heroes surrounding him, massive, massive team fight combos with Disruptor, Phoenix, and the Mars. If you clean up, Terrorblade starts shredding through towers or takes up Roshan and becomes the big bad boss out on the map.
You need some kind of
10
magical damage
seconds
against
remaining.
TB, so they were preparing for it, considering that they banned out Morphling.
5 seconds
Builds into
remaining.
E-Blade, can get Metamorphosis, and of course Phantom Lancer, anything that has illusions, has mana burn. TB is not a big fan when he's playing against.
Thunder Predators turn to back.
Okay, that's heavy magical damage, and they have nothing that can catch Tinker. Mars is okay-ish. Disruptor's not that bad, but you still have Global Silence to protect him. You have Io with the Relocate. There's going to be Disruptor Glimpse, which is very nice against Io, the Relocate type of a
10
place.
seconds
And the
remaining.
great thing about picking Tinker here now, right, is you have 2 bans to cover him. So even if you're
5
still scared
seconds
of a
remaining.
Storm Spirit, for
Yeah,
example,
you ban Storm.
you
no
ban
doubt
Storm,
about it.
right? And you're not worried about a Spectre, like you were mentioning earlier on today, because Terrorblade has already been picked. So if that's the case, you're expecting, what, a Storm ban and, I don't know, like a Zeus ban maybe? What else do you remove out if you're scared of Tinker being caught?
Zeus is okay. The only gap closer they got is Night Stalker. I think you ban Storm, maybe Puck.
Yeah, Puck's a good shout as well. Probably the more consistent heroes there, especially in the wheelhouse of Leo style. And on the other side,
Undying.
Undying,
Turn to
we expect
ban.
here, like you say, for position 1 to come out as the last hero. Weaver going to be an option for Thunder Predator to remove. How do you feel about Naga Siren? Because we've seen and heard Naga attempted to be used as a counter to Terrorblade in some regards, haven't we?
Attempted.
10
Yeah.
seconds
yes.
remaining.
Still favoring TB in that matchup.
5
What else is
seconds
there? I feel like I'm
remaining.
missing a hero right now that could do well
Thunder Predators
Against TB or
turn
against
to
Tinker?
ban.
against TB.
I mean, Zeus was always a big one, right, with just magic nuke damage, but that's more of a mid-hero. Are you thinking just position 1s?
Yeah, I'm thinking about.
I mean, Troll was one for a little bit. With a blind from the Whirling Axes, getting on top of the Terrorblade, you've got Battle Trance to
10
deal with him.
seconds remaining.
We've seen a little bit of Troll here through the group stage.
5 seconds remaining.
Right, here's another one of those South American heroes, Tomado there could be grabbing it up. Ember Spirit, maybe?
For Undying or TP?
Either one of them, honestly. Like, Ember up
Undying
against...
needs tower damage. They can't finish the game with their lineup.
Oh,
Like,
that's
they
true.
can't go for the high ground, so you need something that deals some kind of damage. There's not enough stuns. There's one silence. There's glimpse. Faceless Void comes to my mind. It doesn't feel like it's the best, but when you think about Thinker, the combo they got with the silencer, the relocate plays, a bit limited damage inside a Chrono, except Thinker, but there's no counterplay to this. Like, they have no save. Phoenix has a Sunray, so let's see what they decide to ban out.
And you kind of want an IO pairing as well, right?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
So your Sven, your Gyrocopter,
Turn to
Gyrocopter gets
ban.
banned out. So Sven is out there, but Sven and Juggernaut, these kind of heroes, notoriously bad against Terrorblade. Slow-moving melee heroes can't really handle him, especially once TB gets a Skadi, for example. Yeah.
Everyone pretty much knows that.
I'm sorry.
How it works. No, it's okay. It's okay
Stating
to
the
mention it.
obvious.
There are people who
10
don't know,
seconds remaining.
but they're not in majority.
5 seconds
Sometimes,
remaining.
you just got to go through that list in your head. Make sure that I remember myself as well.
So Undying decided to get rid of the Storm Spirit that we mentioned. Puck is still in the pool.
I think you're right with
a couple of silences. It's going to be Puck or any Spirit left in the pool for Thunder Predator.
Thunder Predator's turn to pick.
Does Bat Rider scream anything at you? Or is that just Bat's going to be good against Tinker in lane and then later on in the game as well?
It's good against Tinker. You have, Black BKB builder. You have Aetherlands, great catch,
right.
possibly a Blink Dagger if necessary.
10 seconds remaining.
Because we were talking about the speed at which some of these games are played. Having Bat who goes
5
bots,
seconds remaining.
BKB, by like 20 minutes, you are suddenly out on the map and untouchable. Well, we still need that Leo-style hero. What's it going to be? Do we get the Void Spirit? Or do we get something a little bit different?
Undying's turn to pick.
Sand King? Is that a mid Sand King then? We saw it a little bit in South America here and there. I think like Beano Misters played it, we had Mini and PP playing it here and there, but I don't think I saw it from Thunder Predator.
Just offlane Sanking.
That's very true.
I believe
10 seconds
it's not set in
remaining.
stone, but Disruptor and Phoenix should be the two support
5
duo. Two
seconds
supports.
remaining.
Undying. What do they got? They're thinking. I think they got surprised a bit with the Sanking last pick.
Hey, keeping that Mars flexible and open all the way to the last pick has definitely pulled the rug out from under them. Finding a hero here that you want to be an IO partner does feel a bit awkward, and I guess we do keep coming back to that Faceless Void you mentioned that could be a grab, but
Choose your
Lifestealer,
hero.
he's the one they take, matching up into TB. How do you feel about that?
Normally.
I mean, the same thing you mentioned.
You talking to me?
Lifestealer doesn't match up that well against TB. I also want to see what the build is going to be. Because you rely on dealing heavy physical damage. TB, hero with the highest armor in the game. So maybe something like a Maelstrom. Or they're
The
relying on
Ratty.
Braille. So the Tinker will pop off, get that Aghanim Scepter, shrink them. Maybe it's more for the laning stage. You're playing into, what, 1, 2, 3 strength heroes?
And I guess you're looking at all of the team fight from TP as well, right? You rage, you make sure you don't get team fought. He's going to be able to do damage regardless. And we did, like a year ago, we had that period where Lifestealer was building Radiance against TB, against Phantom Lancer to deal with Illusion heroes. That might be an option here for him. I think K1 has done it at this event too, like Maelstrom Radiance on a Lifestealer to handle and contend with it.
Was it against TB?
I don't remember, but we'll see if they go that direction this time. I think Maelstrom's a must, though, isn't it, this game?
I think so, yeah. I don't mind Armlet into Maelstrom, SNY type of a build. I'm just a bit surprised that they decided to pick Lifestealer into TB.
Yeah.
Because your rage is down, TB sunders you. Once you get to that Skadi that you mentioned, this is when problems start. Also, Undying's lineup does not have a single stun.
Do they not? They've
got
They're
Void.
Void.
Alright, that's mini stun.
Normally.
Prepare
got Void,
for
man.
battle.
Yeah, I think you're right, though. They're going to be relying on that Tinker to be the guy that deals with the Terrorblade, and then Lifestealer deals with everybody else. We'll see how that pans out for them, though, as we get ourselves into action here. Game 1 of this best of 2. Thunder Predator looking for their first victory in the TI-10 group stage. As the crowd prepares themselves for this smoke into smoke. 10 heroes, all disguised. Thunder Predator moving into the dire triangle. High ground ward, smoke breaks there, and I think Dubu has got a clear idea of what's coming over the hill. They're all hiding and waiting, and I'm starting to love this. I didn't like it at first, but 5v5 mid, well, I guess 4v5, because we have a lifestealer up towards top. But the guarding of the runes, the guarding of the ward spots has become such an important part of this gameplay, as well as a sentry there blocking the small camp.
They're so ready for this. Thunder Predator, whoever climbs the high ground, it's being pinged out.
Yeah,
Saberlight, he knows something is up.
Do they still attempt to go for this bounty room though? Because it looks like they are. So Tomato's up top, he might be able to get two there. Bryle, Dubu and Moon Meander angling towards it. Dubu gets it. Quick little tether across, a big arcane curse, but first blood's coming, and it's going to be Thunder Predator. Minos takes down the silencer. It will.
Good start, especially for MNZ getting that first blood. Also reflection, it costs 35 mana. It's a spell that you must have in the laning stage. It's just super annoying, especially if you are playing, let's say, into Venomancer, into anyone that has Orb of Venom. Just get that spell always.
It does mean they lose out on 4 bounty runes though. Tomato getting 2, Dubu and Saberlight getting the other 2. Even with that first blood, still has Undying feeling reasonably good about things. So IO Night Stalker, your bottom lane against this Terrorblade and Phoenix. Seems so good so far from Thunder Predator down there. Mid is the Leo style Sand King against the Bryle Tinker. So maybe expect that Blink Dagger, Aghanim Scepter, the catch and kill capabilities of the Sand King going to be very good to find Bryle's Tinker in that mid to late game. That top lane, we'll take a peek in a second. Saberlight being beaten around by that reflection like you were mentioning, while Moose, Frank, will disrupt to Mars against the Lifestealer and Silencer for Undying up top.
Sanking mid was a really popular thing in Southeast Asia. Yopaj was pretty much playing it every single game in a couple of weeks, and then other teams started to follow what he was doing. Hero was not winning games, Gary. It was just, you get Boots of Travel, you get Blink Dagger, Bottle, become active. It's a hero that doesn't really scale that much. You become Epicenter, but now with the addition of the Shard got a bit better, so maybe it's not as bad. But we'll see how he's going to be able to scale through the mid lane.
Yeah, we had it for, I think it was like half of Season 2, the first half of Season 2, we had a lot of Mars mid, Puck mid, Spirits mid, and it was just a great way to instantly stun and catch these elusive heroes or deal with that tanky mid laner who was the Mars back then. And of course, Tinker, one of the most elusive heroes in the game, can get handled by that Sand King when he gets a lot of items up. Minos now with the Metamorphosis going, trying to push damage onto Saberlight, but that's an 11 armor Night Stalker with the Helm of Iron Will in his inventory already. Tethered up, he's just taking no damage at all.
Something that a lot of offlaners are prioritizing, getting like no items whatsoever, especially if you have someone who buys regen. But we're talking about IO here, or you need a hero that buys a salve, maybe even bring a second salve, so that you can afford to get that Helm of Iron Will. It's 6 armor, 5 HP regen, and then you're basically unkillable. You don't care about the right click from the TV, you're always gonna be at 70% HP pretty much, and then can't be harassed. Mid lane, Sankin doing really well, 17 CS, Tinker sitting at 15 and 16 eyes.
Yeah, pretty nice. Terrorblade free farming bottom. Lifestealer not quite up there as Dubu gets taken down by Frank. As Die himself though in the 1-for-1 trade, and that leaves Tomato here to continue free farming away.
Even if Dubu gets the kill there, will not get any intelligence. You need to have Blades of Wisdom skilled. I wish they make it
retroactive.
Similar to Flesh Heap. Yeah, you get it after. But considering how Silencer was buffed, was played every single game, and then needed to be nerfed, I don't think we're going to see that change anytime soon.
Probably not. Probably not. And what's happened to this bot lane? It's all broken down. Moon Meander's stacking camps. MJZ's now roaming around, looking to guard that bottom water rune, as Moose does the same thing top. Dubu tapped by the Thunderstrike. Moose forces him away.
Can't really trade.
It looks like Phoenix scouts out the stack and also blocks the Ancients with a nice little sentry there. It doesn't look like Minos has been under too much pressure while being left alone. Still gathering up and hoovering the CS as is known to do, while Moon Meander nowhere to run. 10 stick charges will get used up. With that Terrorblade doing some real heavy hitting, they'll continue moving on to Saberlight to force him out of lane, bullying him away, and even diving
Wait, are
tier
they
1.
diving?
They're going for it. Saberlight turns with a Void, Minos under tower, switches aggro onto the Illusion. He's got 13 Wand and a Fairy Fire, but Tinker's arrival will try to pick him off. He's been healed up though. Minos perfectly fine, MGZ might not be
Tinker
so lucky.
needs to get this kill.
Gets the kill in the end. Saberlight baits them in. Bryle finishes him off.
What an aggressive move there from Thunder Predator. I did not think they're going to go for Saberlight. He has 12 armor, make it 14 when he's sitting next to tier 1 tower. Good thing for Undying is that Bryle got that last hit with the laser and already has his rearm, so can come back whenever
Dubu.
it's needed.
Moose has gone for this. Takes down Dubu first. Frank gets involved as well. We also saw Leostar drag the dire creep wave into the stack that had been made in that large camp, so he's accelerating himself very quickly. I mean, CS 47, net worth still a little behind the Tinker.
Frank.
Is Frank in trouble?
Had to pop the magic wand, using healing salve straight away. Phase boots, lifestealer.
Radiant's bottom
Dubu
tower
bringing
is
a
under
healing
attack.
sound like a real bro.
I guess the next couple of minutes is going to show us what the Lifestealer will buy, right? Phase boots, cool, but is it armor? Maelstrom. What do we see from that madman? MJZ finds the Invis rune. Moon Meander there. Just going to tether across, walk back to lane. Very, very tight, even laning stage so far. No one really suffering too much apart from maybe you'd argue the Mars. Saberlight absolutely fine with Moon Meander's help. Helm of the Dominator, 150 gold away. So that's going to be what, a 7-minute Helm of the Dominator here for Saberlight.
That's gonna give us some more lane pressure. We have some tower push. It also scouts things out if necessary. Tinker just doing Tinker things right now. Oh,
yeah, Minos being battered by that overcharged Night Stalker. As Bryle TPs in towards the mid lane to gather up the creep wave. Dire Observer Ward spots Moose on his way in there.
style, Epi is ready.
But there comes Leostar. Double TPs arriving for Undying will force them back. Dissuading Thunder Predator from making those aggressive diving moves. And Moon Meander, he's wandered into the wrong neck of the woods here. MJZ diving and sunraying into the back of the IO.
MNZ as a Terrorblade, very active, moving, from his lane, going for the kill. Meta still up for another 10 seconds. And all that during the nighttime. Night Stalker will need to bring some extra mana, clarity, a mango, to have a bit more pressure in the lane. For now, Minos just understands there's no point to stand at the bottom lane. Pressure from Night Stalker might be a bit too high, so they will put Phoenix in the trees, collect the XP. My boy Gary, you're very focused on that stacking, huh?
Yeah, I just saw two heroes at the same time, building things up for the Tinker potentially there. I mean, Bryle, Blink Dagger is nearly up and running, and equally Sanking's Boots of Travel is on its way out on the Courier. Delivered now, so Leostar can, like you've been saying, play this active role like the TB he's been doing early days. Undying looking to stamp their mark on that bottom lane now, force the Terrorblade out of this area. This easy farming zone of the jungle as he finds a possessed mask for himself. Very likely will shift his efforts up towards the top tier 1.
Bottom is not safe for him anymore. Phoenix, I just can't play Dota against Silencer.
It's not safe for
Very
anyone
hard.
down there.
your mana pool is also very limited, so gotta be careful how many times you die against Silencer. Oh, he doesn't have a point in Blaze of Wisdom, never mind.
Oh, Leo burrows through the trees. Yet again, though, Undying bringing the numbers into mid to defend Bryle and defend this tier 1, which has taken a serious amount of damage. A little bit surprising that Minos hasn't really come up towards top just yet. Still sitting pretty down in this bottom jungle. As it looks like Moon Meander has taken control of Saberlight's Helm Creep, tethered up to the Dark Troll. And now Thunder Predator do swing up north. Do boot. Poor little Silencer, any. Skewered. Speared against the tree. Easy pickings for Thunder Predator there. An absolute freebie for them.
And finally, as you wanted to see, Terrorblade moves to the top lane. Tries to get some damage on the tower. This is probably going to be a dead tower. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, we have these 2 position 5 heroes who are just constantly dying, trying to get something happen, collect a bit of XP, playing with their lives.
Bryle very thankful there. Takes the last hit with his HC missiles. Leo style. He's TPing. Oh, yeah, he cancels. Doesn't want to get involved with Saberlight. Still having Dark Ascension up for a few more seconds. They'll have to relinquish that bottom tower.
This is actually really cool. You allow Moon Meander to play with your summoned unit, your taken over unit from Helm, giving him a tethered unit pretty much, and then he can farm the jungle while you're collecting the XP in the lane. That's actually really smart.
I mean, Moon Meander does need it. Level 5 currently. Back into the Dire jungle though. The Mud Golem infested up by that lifestealer. Trying to charge in towards Frank. Now changing tact and moving on to Moose. A couple quick swipes will clear through the disruptor. And this is all down to these very defensive wards. Triple vision here from Undying around the mid lane through that top jungle. Spotting every move they make. It's going to be difficult, though, for them to try and collapse onto tier 1 mid, because Sanking just plonked himself down there with a sandstorm. Wait, does Dubu not have boots yet? Feeling pretty sad on that Silencer. 1,000 net worth.
Yeah, I mean, he died way too many times. Has a Windlace, we can call him Do Bootless in this scenario.
You are the best in the business, Lacoste.
I just have to say it, Gary, I'm sorry. It's for all the boomers in the chat.
A sensible chuckle from everyone over the age of 30 there. Fantastic.
It's not for the Gen Z. Also, by the way, I was thinking Gen Z's Z or Z is the last letter of the alphabet. There's nothing after, so that's kind of concerning.
Yeah, what comes next? Should we start using Greek alphabet? Nordic
I think
runes?
we're just done after this generation. That might be it.
What about Elon Musk and Grimes' child? Start naming them like that.
Numbers.
AEX15 or whatever it is, yeah?
Numbers, equations. Io, Holy Locket done with a dust. Ocean Heart on top of it, just amplifying the region if you're sitting in the river. This is something that has been a bit more popular lately when you're playing Io as a position 4. Get the Aghanim Shard. So that's the old school Io when he was first introduced into the game. Tether stuns, and it's a long duration stun. Almost 42 seconds, 175.
A decent amount of damage as well, 150 damage, and that's a little nuke there. Tier 1 mid, close to destruction. Thunder Predator bringing pretty much everyone in here, but it looks like Undying are gonna mount a defense of it. Smoke into smoke, MJZ spotted. Arcane Curse and Saberlight moves in. Moon Meanders tethered him up, and Tomato slice him down. So tier 1 still stands tall, while Leo Style, with the help of the Static Storm, tries to catch out Saberlight. They've got the Global Silence over the top though, and that tether again just keeps him alive. Thunder Predator not catching a break, and Undying allowed to continue playing aggressively on this Radiant side of the map.
They might not have stuns, but they are being very aggressive. This is the combination that we've seen in our first series of the day. Saberlight on the Night Stalker just providing vision, while Tinker is pew-pew-pewing from the backlines. Moon Meander will drop.
Yeah, the strength of the glimpse, but lifestealer denies that tower in the end. So no more objective to be claimed by Thunder Predator. They'll have to find other things to do.
Tinker getting very close to Ags after picking up a Blink Dagger. He's super farmed. He's almost the most farmed hero. He was, like a minute ago, the most farmed hero in the game. So it allows you to get more cast range. It's a shrink ray on the laser, and it also bounces 700 range away. So very good against TB and his illusions. It also shrinks you, makes you smaller, and reduces your HP.
Small TB.
A lot of stuff, like when you're explaining things, you're like, man, also Dawnbreaker or Hoodwink. These new heroes are so complicated. You click Alt, there's also a wall of text on top of that.
There's a lot to read. You remember the old Bloodstone tooltip, right? 3 pages. You may as well be reading Dostoevsky or something. Crime and punishment. In terms of Dota tooltips. Terrorblade looks like he's alone here. So Tomato and Moon Meander comfortable farming this wave right in front of him. But Moose and MJZ arriving, and of course we've seen the strength of the glimpse against the IO, drags him to the static storm while Tomato rages up. Slaps down on the disruptor, gets the 1 kill, while Bryle bottom destroys Leostar with the help of Saberlight, it looks like. On the other side of the map, getting a much better kill.
Yeah, this Night Stalker, this is the power of the hero, Gary. You wanted to be impressed. I think Saberlight's showing what this hero can do, especially a bit of a different style in terms of itemization. From what I've seen, it's Echo Saber, it's into BKB. You can disassemble Echo Saber if needed, then go back to it, into Blink Dagger. This time around, it's going to be Night Stalker providing vision, jumping in, has a Blink Dagger queued up while Tinker is dealing damage. From the back lines, only 500 of the way from Ags. We didn't talk about Lifestealer. He decided to go for the Maelstrom. Makes a lot of sense. You're playing into TB, so you want to have that more magical, damage-oriented build.
I'm
Casual
sorry.
Sanj. What are you saying, Gary? What's happening?
It's just so therapeutic watching Tinker farm. It's literally like therapy just watching him laser. Soul Ring, Bottle Rearm, laser. Soul Ring, Bottle Rearm, laser. Over and over again.
Extremely high skilled.
Well, it's getting him towards that Aghanim Scepter. He's able to jump into the trees, farming safely from a distance. Hello. That's a reload. Moon Meander Tomato into the Radiant Triangle, and MJZ, the sacrifice from Thunder Predator. Nothing there they can do to stop him from dying, but Dubu's going to be the trade as always. Left stranded by his squad, and the relocate out. Gets the Lifestealer away, but Leostar wants to continue this. The fight's not over, the brawling will now come to a close, because Saberlight is so incredibly tanky, and with that arena missing, Frank won't latch on to any additional targets.
And now we can see the power of Tinker standing further behind, using laser, increased range. From that, Ags also has keen optic, because he's one of the keen people, of course. Makes a lot of sense.
It does.
A bit of lore.
Lore appropriate.
Into the cast. We're not as knowledgeable as Slacks, but we know a couple of things. We played Underlords.
I still play Underlords now and then.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Gary.
It's an enjoyable game. What's going on here? Tinker's TPing onto a Vul Assassin. Did you know that was what it was called?
Yeah, I know. Wool Assassin, and it also stops regeneration. It's 35 regen reduction, which is pretty insane. I use Tango, this little guy hits me, I'm like,
Where's my regen?
come on, man, you should know better.
It's like that healing creep has the like 2 mana regen aura as well, doesn't it? Oh, Lifestealer. Yeah, he went for that Maelstrom. Sanj. Mjolnir coming up next. So he will be contending with a TB as Saberlight. Jumps straight on in. Leo looks for the counter initiation. Burrow striking Tomato. Static Storm drop. Onto Saberlight and that Lifestealer. But the Infest, the Tether, they keep themselves all alive. The play here from Undying destroys
they don't care
the
about
two.
this
They've got
egg.
the epicenter in. Tomato's down. The egg with that Epi Burrow, well timed. And the 1-for-2 trade, it feels pretty good for Thunder Predator regardless of how that started.
They had the tools ready. The Global Silence not available, unfortunately, a couple of seconds away from being ready to pop the silence. Sanking standing in the back lines. One good thing about the Sanking, you can cancel your epicenter, so it's not as bad as it was before. It was an old school Dota 1 counter. You see Sanking popping off that epi, press your E or whatever your Q is, key is, so stop it, and now it doesn't go on cooldown. So that's very nice.
Another thing to point out is that was a fight without TB's Metamorphosis. So overall, you know, Golden XP, it was a slight advantage for Thunder Predator at the end of that. Killing off lifestealer always feels incredibly good. But the next fight for them, with Supernova back up in about a minute, they should have the Metamorphosis ready to go. And it's probably one that they'll take on their own terms as well. Smoking behind Leostyle for now. Arena, Static Storm, and Leostyle, well, he initiates on the Satyr. Kill off the Helm Creep, get that 100 gold, the Dust in with a relocate as well, but the backup's already here. Arena drop, the global counteracts the team fight. Leostyle silenced with no chance of escape. Double TP, no stuns are there. Undying get the 1 kill.
They're limited, they have no stuns. They have this mini stun, budget stun, whatever you want to call it. Can't stop a TP, but it's not a good setup. Night Stalker, blinking in.
Yeah, look at him go. A little bit delayed there on the crippling fear, but into piggy mode we move. A pig pole, Night Stalker onto MJZ with a Centaur stomp to boot. And Minos, he's got to Sunder. 21 charges up his sleeve, but the Tinker from long range, can they stop his TP? No, the silence on Frank means the spear will not come.
Can they get Roshan from this? Meta still up and running for another like 20-25 seconds. Radiant using a scan, they know something is up. They know exactly where Undying is standing. Roshan, it's gonna take a while. This is not a fast Rosh.
Yeah, there's no Arena, there's no Static Storm either. They've got Supernova, but Saberlight jumps straight into the middle of them all. Oh, they don't save him. Saberlight now forced to buy back. They want to defend and fight this Roshan. Glimpsing Moon Meander into the grasps of Minos. They don't have the nuke damage to finish him off. They need that Epi Burrow. Beautifully placed onto Tomato. And Lifestealer, where's his help now?
There's the Tinker on the high ground. Curse. Oh, he's just gonna die.
A spam of the rockets and that laser clears through Minos. Hot knife through Botto while Saberlight. This buyback has worked wonders for him. Blinking forward, finding MJZ and Roshan unclaimed. Do they find
They're still
another?
not done.
They want more. Another support kill. Saberlight, he wants it. Tinker spamming all these rockets, but Saberlight, the dieback's coming. He's close to death and he will be finished. Dubu now feeling the wrath of Moose. Finished off.
Tinker, he's not done. They don't have anti-Tinker here in this game. The only one who can jump pretty much is Sanking. There is no follow-up. Mars decided to go for a more of a defensive build, keeping them alive with the pipe. But Tinker just stands on the high ground, keeps spamming it. Now let's see it again. Surprised that TP actually decided to go inside a bit and try to take Roshan. They're playing into Silence with 1 curse, and we can see Night Stalker dying, instantly buying back. Even during the daytime, the silence duration is not that bad.
Oh, Moon Meander, mid-tether, getting caught out, but the infest is there from Tomato. So Io still standing while Frank, always dying to these rockets. Tinker does get disrupted by Leostyle though, so no continuation of the damage. But I think you were right when you said that this TV was, what, 20-25 seconds left on meta. If they don't take a fight with it, they're going to be kind of useless. They don't have that Terrorblade for a good couple of minutes. They wanted to make the most of that situation.
It's the only hero that can deal damage to Roshan. Sanking doesn't do anything, neither does Disruptor, so they need full duration meta or they need another item on TV. He's getting very close to Scotty, that's gonna be the one that triples. Lifestealer, they're still saving potential of course with the global silence, with the relocate plays.
Minos, good force staff out from MJZ. First item falls on the Phoenix. While Tomato and Moon Meander are in the Roshan pit, bringing down Roshan, looking for that Aegis. Thunder Predator one in though. My god, that damage straight onto Leostyle. They lose out on the Aegis and Leo's dead. Your Sand King, your Tinker Catcher's gone, and Minos, oh, hunted by Saberlight. They've glimpsed one back, but Terrorblade's still being hounded here and Tinker TPing forward. Blinks
Dubu
back.
trying his best.
Good Centaur stomp, and Dubu, he's not going to kill the Supernova himself. Egg will land, and Minos nearly dead. Dropping lower, but a Sunder onto Frank. His teammate keeps him alive while Broil, burnt alive by MJZ. Undying have gone a step too far. The bridge has been burnt behind them, and the glimpse back on Saberlight. Night Stalker dragged back to his doom while Moon Meander is trying to save his squad. There's no more backup coming though. The Scardy slow, the heal reduced. Saberlight still running. Blink Dagger ready, and he's out of there.
Oh, the 4-stab from Phoenix. They're not going to be able to catch him. Arena. At least Wisp will die. Oh man, they overextended a bit. Tinker needs to be careful. Sitting on the high ground, there was vision in the triangle from Thunder Predator, so they saw Tinker. Also, he's building into BKB next item, which is really nice. You're going to be able to protect yourself from the glimpse backs, and also Sanking. Sanking is the biggest enemy of Tinker, pretty much. He can be the only one who initiates. MJZ said, you know what, enough. I'm tired of Night Stalker jumping me every single time. I'm gonna buy a 4-stab, get out of that silence, use my Supernova.
It really was a dead even game until that fight as well, as we saw the 1,000 net worth swing towards Thunder Predator. Gives them a 1,000 net worth lead now.
Moose on Disruptor has been very active. Blink Dagger picked up. It's an okay item, you know, you can just try to jump the Tinker, close the gap, which is not bad, but he's also holding the good old Fillet, also known as Philosopher's Stone. So, if this game lasts for another 20-25 minutes, he will be able to farm Aghanim Scepter. Just by being there, you don't have to do anything.
Oh, MJZ. Not even a dive and a 4-stab's going to get you away from this. Relinquish control of your hero to Undying as Bryle and Saberlight get straight on top of him and carve through that mid lane tier 1 with Tomato and Moon Meander too.
Ogre Frost Mage is the creep from Night Stalker's helm.
Oh yeah.
That's what they need against TB. Just some extra armor. I remember when that was, oh look at that big boy.
The big vampire.
Ogre Vampire Mage, as Jack KBBQ called him. Never forget.
He's got that.
He's got the fangs.
He's got the fangs, yeah, the underbite. He's like a reverse vampire.
Reverse vampire.
Lots of lines being drawn by Undying here. So I guess with Roshan dead and Aegis in their hands still, they want to try and take that bottom portion of the map. Force fights down near this tier 2 mid and bottom lane. And of course, play into their vision, which has been nicely placed down south as well. Difficult to catch Leo style though, who is forever a pest. Shoving out waves, hiding in Sandstorm, and with Force Blink Yules, incredibly elusive.
Hard to catch, but still, these are not scaling items. I see BKB next. You could potentially get Aghanim Scepter, and then with the level 20 talent, -2 Furrow Strike cooldown, it just works really well. Like, you can still make him scale with, let's say you get Shivas, you get, what else can you get out of Sanking that sounds really good?
I mean, Aghanim Scepter always
Aghanim
feels
Scepter,
nice, right?
I mean, we already planned 10,000
Yeah.
gold for him, so after
Just
that,
give him that.
we'll see what he can. Octarine Core is not bad.
Cypher
More
Vines.
cast range. Sure, there's always an item to buy, but
Ooh, hey, Bryle, he's on the money there. All right, Mario, calm down. Laser forward, Saberlight gets on top of Phoenix, but they've popped the Supernova. There's no real way to guard the egg, though. The pyramid drops, and Leo style, he burrows into the trees, but his high ground vision will not keep him safe. They also caught a glimpse of moves on the right-hand side, so one after the other, Thunder Predator just get found.
they need TB. TB needs to be in a fight. He wanted to farm his BKB and then join a fight, but the rest of the team got caught. Aegis will expire in 10 seconds. Also nice D-ward there from Dubu, getting rid of the anti-Tinker wards.
There it goes, drops straight down to the floor. Aegis is reclaimed from the lifestealer. Scardy Mjolnir into the Basher. He is becoming a force to be reckoned with. Even though it feels like Undying incredibly strong right now, it's not smooth sailing. They've got a lot of moving pieces here and the mechanisms of their gameplay. Tinker, of course, being one of the biggest ones. Io getting glimpsed back definitely doesn't help, while Thunder Predator bring 4 heroes to take down the position 4. Terrorblade continuing to farm, of course.
That was a nice try from Frank, but you're playing against another professional player. You can't use Arena and try to spear him straight away. You know that he's going to be using that rage.
Smirking towards Saberlight, and he does spear him up against the tree. The chain stuns into the static storm, burning through Saberlight, and yet again, nothing to save him. No infest, no heals as Timado. He rages and runs forward. Frank taking massive burst damage from the Tinker. Oh, he's still alive, but is he burning to the Arcane Curse? He will die in the end to Dubu.
This is the combo. Silencer using Arcane Curse, overtime damage, also providing vision for rockets with the last word, and amplifying damage with Veil. Holding that big boy Philly, going into Refresher. I love it. I actually love this build. I've done it so many times. Like, you don't necessarily need to scale as a position 5. You kind of deal damage with Waves of Wisdom. By that Refresher, it works magic. It's a... If you get the level 3 ulti, which he's very close to, that's a 12-second silence.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, even if you use Global once, you force the TB's BKB, then use it again on top of it to make sure he is silenced and can't sunder. That's a great asset to have. Ryle with his own BKB. Wants to Scythe device next. Big fan of this boostless Tinker. Seeing a fair amount through the group stage so far.
Lifestealer. Building a BKB, I really like that. That's one way to protect against Disruptor.
Relocating bottom. Tinker going to BKB through the static storm. Blinking aggressively in towards Leo's style. Can they catch moves? Any stuns? No real way to stop him.
Only mini stuns.
They have that shard on the IO while Dubu dies in the mid lane to MJZ, Frank and Minos. 50 seconds still on the Metamorphosis though, so massive teamfight ulti not available for Thunder Predator.
Roshan may respawn in 15.
Let's see if it's
10.
a quick one or not, because Undying, they're on the TV. He's got BKB and Manta. Sunder also available if he wants to turn and swing back on to Undying. And oh, he's invested in the range creep. He gets away from the glimpse with a sick little play there. Well done by Tomato.
A bit of a miscommunication. Either he doesn't use Infest there, or Dubu does not buy back and uses Global Silence. You always gotta be aware of that. Killing Silencer. They don't have a Silencer, and then suddenly he buys back and uses 5-second silence. So to go back to Lifestealer, once he finishes his BKB, which he's not finishing.
Oh, is he not?
A couple of casual items in his inventory. Sanj and an Ogre Axe.
Well, I guess with the defense matrix, you know, he's got a decent amount of status resistance. From that.
But yeah, he's going back for BKB. I mean, you're playing into Disruptor, into Glimpse, Mars Arena, so having one rage just doesn't feel enough. And then you can also pop a BKB during the Static Storm, pre-Aghanim Scepter, Rage BKB, another Rage, which sounds really good. It's also one way to get rid of the reflection from TB.
Yeah, Disruptor's still a fair distance away from the Aghanim Scepter that you're mentioning. With a minute and a half left until Roshan. We're looking at Terrorblade holding Metamorphosis at this moment in time. Do you want Thunder Predator to make any moves, or do you think they're reasonably comfortable waiting for second Roche?
They don't know when it's gonna spawn. We do. We casters are cheaters. We see everything. And we see both sides, both team wards. Meta is available. I think this tier 2 tower on top, they still might defend it. You have Tinker, BKB is available, so there's always a chance that Tinker's just gonna be there. No global silence whatsoever. It's also daytime. Nightsucker does not have ulti, so it seems like the tier 2 tower is not gonna be defended on top. Take out the outpost, check the Roshan, send one TB illusion inside, or someone sits to see when it's gonna spawn, and then possibly go.
I do wonder who they're going to send bottom to clear out these waves, though. There's like a triple wave arriving down at that bottom tier 2. There's also triple Undying, quadruple Undying heroes readying themselves for whoever that may be. Helm Creep dies in the Roche pit. 1 minute remains on the big man to respawn. Nobody defends bottom tower. Tomado makes short work of it. Dubu, Minoz, on to Dubu, and there's that 4-staff burrow strike. Silence are dead for 80 seconds.
MJZ will sit inside a pit for a while, check what's happening. Roshan's still not up.
He gets the orders from Moose. He's even
That's your
spraying
new
in the
spot.
pit. Yeah, stay here. Little Mud Golem wanders himself in there as well. Let's see if he can scout Roshan. 25 seconds remain. Little Shard Golem's going to come out. Hello, and goodbye. So Undying with no real way now to scout Roshan when he does respawn. And of course, Terrorblade has that Metamorphosis ready and waiting. Ryle moving on to Sonic Device. 5,000 gold saved up.
There's no point to buy, like ultimately when Thinker, it doesn't really matter. All you want to do is have a buyback for a team fight or full hex plus a buyback, which is a bit far away.
Centaur Conqueror wandering across, gives the vision Undying needed to disengage from what looked like a good initiation from Thunder Predator. And there's Minoz with the Metamorphosis. Pipe popped. Saberlight clears an Observer Ward with his nice gem. And Roshan sitting at half HP, not going to be continued properly here by Thunder Predator.
Saberlight is very good at math. He used ulti, and when the ulti finishes, there's gonna be nighttime again.
Very nice.
If you want to play Night Stalker, you gotta finish elementary school, otherwise not doable.
Basic edition, or is a requirement, is it?
Yep.
Smoke's going to break here in a second. Oh. I don't think Mino's got spotted, even with the double dire wards up and around the pit. This dance of death. Back and forth, looking for any way to poke and prod at people, spamming out laser, killing off the Helm Creep. Bottom lane pushing in, top lane pushing in. Balance in all things. And the one great bonus of having a Tinker is you have that global presence to clear the waves, allow the rest of your team to sit on a high ground, waiting to pounce. While Thunder Predator would need to send a hero down to that bottom lane to actually clear it out, or in this case, TB Illusions.
When you play Tinker with 6 slots, it counts as playing 3 or 4 Dota games. Considering how much work you need to put in. Put the bottle every single time in the backpack, use the Soul Ring, keep repeating it. A lot of button clicking. Defense Matrix, gonna be pretty much used on everyone.
Keep that stage resist going. Nice bit of damage block as well. 320 absorbed damage. Tomado very comfortable here inside the pit. They will very likely have a timer on this meta. 35 seconds until Minoz is a real hero again. And this allows Undying to get back into the pit and continue carving through Roshan. The Predator really, really just want to wait that extra 20 seconds, but they might be forced to fight before it. And Frank kicks it off, forces the global. Side device is there.
Instantly.
Hexed up before he can spear or anything. Does have a buyback, but Arena has been spent.
That was really nicely done by Bryle.
There's the buyback. And Minoz has that Metamorphosis, but very, very disciplined from Undying, holding this high ground, waiting for any kind of mistake that TP makes. Thunder Predator needs to make a move. They've got to do something. Leo style. He goes in with a stun, but Saberlight, he jumps in, and with the help of the Hex, they kill off MJZ. Force the buyback out of the Phoenix as the relocate, looking to save anyone to move them just a little further back in the fight. Tomato,
Hex.
he's on the tail of Minos, but switches targets with a Hex forward. They'll clear up Frank, a dieback out of him while this Epi burrow, it'll get Moon Meander, but Undying have another buyback to come. Leo Stahl and Minos aiming Saberlight now. The dive, doesn't do a damn thing.
A couple of buybacks. Thunder Predator used the Moon Meander a bit prematurely with the relocate, but still, they got this fight. Already BKB's popped, Mantis Style still done. TB's meta gonna run out in 15 seconds, and the Tinker half mana, he has a big mana pool, so you gotta be careful. You jump, Bry already showed, he's gonna precast that Hex on you if you jump. Night Stalker providing vision, they find Telescope.
They do have triple blinks though, Lacoste, hey? Disruptor sanking, I think
And
they want to
that's
try and
Axe,
steal
but
this.
no Static Storm.
Can they make a move in? They do jump in. Tomato gets the Aegis though, and they're going to take down Moose and MJZ. Both supports gone. Undying defend their honor inside the pit. And Thunder
Phoenix
Predator
managed to steal Shard. He was trying to go for the big brain play, get both Aegis, but yeah, at least he got the Shard for the team. Let's see who decides to pick it up. It's going to be Sanking.
doesn't look like it. I mean, Mars isn't bad. Disruptor, I mean, Disruptor's okay if you
Disruptor's
throw
okay
that on the TB.
TB, I mean, he can do it himself. He doesn't have to give it to him. He can just use it Demon Zeal. 50 movement speed and 50 attack speed for the cost of HP.
Well, it's not the Mars, so it looks like it's down to the Disruptor or the TB who's going to take it. But again, we come back to the state of the game where Undying are in such a prime position to move up towards high ground, again with the Aegis. The ability to jump in deep. Scythe of Vice, the catch from Saberlight. Leo Stahl with no buyback and another Hex onto Frank. Tomato goes wild in behind those tier 3 towers. And Minos, Tomato just slapping him around. The Terrorblade blinked in. He does have a Sunder to play around with, but he's spent his BKB. He's got no meta either. Io and Night Stalker did lose their lives for this.
They
So a
lost
little bit
a gem. A bit of a throw there, but it's okay. This is what we tend to see. Sometimes nerves, you want to end the game, you feel like you can go all in. Still not ready to just finish the game straight away. Lifestealer, level 22, Nullifier done, so those 4 staffs. Yule Scepters, do they have a Glimmer? They do not have a Glimmer. Are not going to be effective.
Yeah, going back for Sanjin Yatra after that as well.
A gift from the Tempest of
The late game S&Y. We really do see the power of this Tinker, don't we? That Scythe of Ice being rearmed and spammed out. You know, Frank barely gets to cast any spells in these fights. Bryle spots him, hexes him, no spear, no God's Rebuke. Doesn't even get his pipe off in the majority of these battles. And Thunder Predator probably feeling like they need to make a drastic move to upset the status quo of this game.
Witchbane, found by Thunder Predator. That's a really good item against Silencer. Tier 4 items kind of ruin Silencer. You can get the Witchbane, you can get the spell. What's the name? Sometimes I'm
Flicker?
Flicker. There we go, Gary. That's why I have it here.
I remember
Stuff like
things every
this.
once in a while.
You know, I say all the relatively smart stuff, and then brain freezes when it comes down to an item.
Remembering the names
Item
of
name,
stuff.
yep. 2k gold lead, pretty intense game, pretty even. It's just that this Tinker is humongous. He's gigantic. Look at him, level 26.
Monstrous.
Keep going. Okay, give me more words, give me more descriptions about Tinker.
Monumental.
All right. That's enough.
Massive.
Massive. Also has Trickster Cloak, a bit of evasion, magic resistance, and invisibility. So it's gonna be super hard to catch him. Who's holding the gem? No one.
Where did the gem go? Saberlight had it a few minutes ago, but then he lost it, picked it up, lost it again. Tinker. Gonna TP out onto Saberlight.
Can't find the gem, Gary.
Anywhere. Is it just on the floor somewhere then? I don't know, man. Not a clue, mate. Thunder Predator trying to make a bit of space for themselves. Top. Minos with that ninja gear. Smoking.
Because Night Stalker lost the gem while he was in the base. Still looking for it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, I did just see Silencer's courier flying pretty wildly across the map, but they've got Minos with a Scythe of Ice, the Hex spam, they catch the TB, that's the big kill. The one hero that matters for Thunder Predator gone for 80 seconds. And do they see Moose? Ooh, they might do. Moose is being caught out. Bryle just finding pick after pick.
I think Terrorblade was kind of confused where south, where north is, because he was alone there. There was no one around him, and against Tinker, you can't really afford to do that.
Am I Dire? Am I Radiant? What am I doing up here? Well, this allows Undying to go back
Radiant's middle tower
into that high ground, which they've been waiting for. Aegis is going to expire soon. But they will quite simply take down these middle lane of barracks. That's nothing to stop them there. They might even consider swinging into the bottom lane. Top has a tier 2 still, but bottom is wide open for them.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Look at that attack speed on Lifestealer, who's about to be level 25, extra rage duration, gonna be great, especially for this slow sieging.
Radiant's bottom
If he feels
tower is under attack.
in any kind of trouble, Io will try to save him. There's also a pipe, a holy locket,
Radiant's bottom
and also
tower
the
is
relocate
falling.
place.
It's so hard for Leo Style this game against a Night Stalker. He can't find any sneaky positions to go from. He has to smoke with the rest of his team.
Radiant's bottom
They
tower
lose
is
another
falling.
barracks though. Ranged stands, but melee down. And Undying falling back to the high ground. Hold that
Hodl.
tactical advantage.
Hodl, got a hodl, yep.
Well, they bought the dip. They're using terrain to their advantage. Holding the high ground.
Hodling the dip.
Oh. Smoke will expire and it will give up the position of TP, but they make the first jump.
Oh,
The
Disruptor.
Sand King, he's silenced up. Frank with the arena there, but Tomato and Sableye with these BKBs shredding through them. Minos Shaw, the TB, comes out, but he's hexed. There's no chance for Minos whatsoever. No saves, no Lincolns, no way to get out. Another minute and a half without a Terrorblade, and Undying have this game in the bag. Sableye looking to clean up any additional kills he can.
And now
a TB
Tinker.
for Tinker. In we come for Bryle. Unstoppable.
That was such a good global silence from Dubu. Disruptor blinked in, was ready to use the Static Storm. It mutes items with the Aghanim Scepter. Unfortunately, was not fast enough. That's like half a second, maybe even less. Dubu, oh, Dubu efficiency. Put that Philly, big boy Philly in instead of Telescope.
There he
There we
does it.
go. I just had to say it a couple of times.
I clicked on him and he did it. He waited for the stream to be watching. We do get a buyback out of Frank there. And it is only a lane and a half of barracks down for Thunder Predator. 30 seconds for your TB to respawn. But he won't have meta for the next fight, and it looks like Tomato's going to munch through the remainder of these buildings. Static Storm
There's
after
a
the
static.
Burrow Strike. Oh, Tomato skewered back with that Spear
Oh,
of Mars,
he
but
got
he's
in.
into a creep, he's infested, but he's not surviving.
Not enough to survive. BKB was also available, but nicely done. Epicenter from Sanking, followed up by a Static Storm, and also Veil of Discord. That's a ton of damage, so one set of barracks mid gone. Bottom lane, only range barracks. No one cares about the range creeps. And tier 3 tower, very low. 170 HP. Next Roche, let's see the spawn timer. 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Another long one. Yeah, no one cares about range creeps after lane stage, do they? You'll spend your mana and cast your spells for the first 6-7 minutes, but after that, no cares range creep. Moo's getting a bit of dewarding done. But they're still under vision here. Some very good deep wards, this lane one in particular. We'll be able to scout any movements by the Terrorblade in particular.
Silencer getting very close. The Refresher, holding that Philosopher's Stone, will help out definitely. And also increased cast range from Telescope. Once he starts using that, instead of global silence, it's going to be universal silence. Like it's going to be
Dire's
galactic
middle
silence.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, silence the click of Thanos as well. Royal with 18 Bloodstone charges, 7,000 gold saved up. He doesn't have anything queued. What else do I need? I've got Scythe of Ice with Rhea. I will focus the TB, and make
He can eat
MNC's
Aghanim Scepter, get Dagon 5. It's ton of gold, plus he needs to have for a buyback. Night Stalker buying another gem.
Did you ever find that first gem, by the way?
Nope.
Where did it go? Did you check all the couriers? Yeah, it's disappeared off the face of the map. Got gobbled up by a Roshan.
Dire
Dying with a scan on the pit. Oh, this might be a misread from Undying. The smoke's going to break on Tomato. Leo Star's ready to jump on the Tinker. They make the catch onto Broil. The Global Silence comes though, and Broil's so tanky. The Bloodstone, he's not even used the BKB yet. MGZ's dead, shredded, while Broil's still standing. The initiation doesn't work from Thunder Predator. Now Minos, oh, he wishes he didn't use that
time to turn it
Metamorphosis.
around.
They're going to swing it back around.
There's
The
the first
Scythe
Hex.
device, the Hex onto
Second.
TB. He BKBs, he turns to try and fight and Sunder. He does get it off in time, and he's doing some good damage here, but Undying still hold that much better position in the fight. They got the numbers advantage, and they will destroy the Terrorblade.
Ryle, man, has been amazing on this Tinker. I don't think they have enough. They need some kind of a damage. They need follow-up damage. Even if they kill Tinker there, they need to heavily commit. There's going to be a buyback coming out from him.
Half of their lead is sitting in the bank of Tinker right now. Jeff Bezos over here with like 10,000 saved up.
Level 28 Tinker,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
overwhelming Blink.
He's going to
Queued
TP to
up.
Mars. He just buys it straight out. And GG's call. Leo Star's out with it. Another loss for Thunder Predator, continuing their streak. And a well-deserved victory for Team Undying.
They did not have any stuns at the start, except the one, you know, the mini stun.
The
from,
Void.
From Void, yeah, exactly. But they managed to make this work. We've seen the combination of Night Stalker providing vision already, and Tinker just being in the back lines. No real answer for Tinker. They did not have anyone to jump it. That's why I expected a different kind of a mid. Instead, they decided to go with the Sanking, which does not seem to be the case in this scenario. If they went for any elusive hero, anyone who can jump any of the spirits, possibly Puck was still in the pool, Storm Spirit was banned out by Undying.
Consistent damage was like what they were lacking as well.
Yeah, exactly. Just go in and get a bit more damage tanking. They basically played with 2 offlaners this game.
Yeah, well, game 1 going the way of Undying. We'll see if they can continue that run as we head into game 2 right after this break. Welcome back to all you beautiful people watching as Game 2 between Thunder Predator and Team Undying kicks off. Lacoste, not been looking so good for TP, has it?
0-7 so far.
Rough days.
They need a win. They need this W in this particular game.
Right here.
Right here, right now.
Yeah.
Because this is a boost of confidence. They can play better. There's no doubt this team, like if you look at the names, they show that they can play better Dota at the Singapore Major. I want to see Leo style on a hero that,
Does stuff.
Does stuff, exactly. I do not want to see two offlaners.
10 seconds
They had
remaining.
a way to counter the Tinker in the previous game. Suddenly you have Mars
5
with
seconds
Pipe,
remaining.
and then you have Sanking with a Boots of Travel, Blink Dagger, Yule Scepter, pretty much doing
Thunder
the
Predators
offlane
turn
build.
to ban.
Exception is the Boots of Travel, of course, but you don't scale. That's my biggest concern about Sanking mid. I've seen it fail so many times that I cannot say, this is good. Like right now, this is good. Even though in certain matchups against the melee spirits, Sanking does really well because of the caustic, pushes
10
out the
seconds
lane,
remaining.
and also gets a lot of free farm. But if you don't deliver after, if
5
you don't deliver
seconds
with the Boots of
remaining.
Travel, if you're not there on time with the Blink Dagger, first, second ulti, the hero just falls off.
I guess that's a caveat, right? Is that scaling you mentioned, right? We've seen the Viper, we've seen now the Sand King, a bit of puck here and there, but it hasn't been do stuff and scale. It's been do stuff in the laning
Undying's
stage,
turn to
buy a
pick.
few items, push some waves, and then not really do too much in that mid to late game,
Thunder
relying so
Predators
heavily
turn
on
to
Minos to carry you through that portion of the match.
Thunder
Monkey
Predators
King
turn
left in the pool, allows Undying to take it, and another Mars opener from Thunder Predator. I love this hero.
They really do.
Still open and flexible, of course. They've played it 3, 2, 5, wherever they want to throw it. No Phoenix to go with it this time, though.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
no Viper either. Kind of glad that Undying banned it.
5
Thunder Predator
seconds remaining.
picked Mars 4 times out of 7 games. Every single time it was a first phase hero.
Yeah.
I think they should swap things around because obviously this is
Undying's
not
turn
working
to
for them.
pick.
This is different, though. I don't believe they've picked Jakiro yet, and I don't believe I've seen Jakiro in the group stage yet. Lacoste doing a little bit of digging to find out if he has been picked or banned throughout the group stage. But a hero that we saw a
10
little bit
seconds
here and there
remaining.
through DPC, apparently Control F Jakiro just doesn't
5
return
seconds
any.
Apparently it doesn't
doesn't
work.
exist.
It shows one search result,
Can
but
you press the arrow up and down?
I did.
It
Doesn't,
just
doesn't work. Doesn't show Jakiro.
So that means he's not picked or banned, right?
Turn to ban.
That means he's not picked or banned because he's not on the list. Because Crystal Maiden's down there. She's been banned once.
Yeah, Jakiro was not touched at all, so that means
First
this is the
pick.
first Jakiro. I thought this hero was going to be picked more, to be honest. I talked to the other analysts. Hero felt super strong. You
10
are one of the,
seconds remaining.
I'm going to say, better lane supports, but you really trade well.
5
Your armor,
seconds remaining.
HP are high, your mana pool is pretty big for level 1, and then you can trade well. Your second spell, the third spell doesn't cost any mana.
Like across the board, he ticks a lot of boxes, right?
Thunder
Laning you
Predators
mentioning,
turn to
team fight from
ban.
Ice Path and Macropire. He's good at trading. He's good at tower pushing with Liquid Fire. He does a lot of jobs, especially if he is from that support position. We have seen from time to time core Jakiros, though. If you've tuned into Kyle's stream, he's played a bit of Jakiro mid.
10 seconds
And never
remaining.
knows what to buy. Always the same thing when I play with Kyle. He has 4,000 gold
seconds
in the
remaining.
bank.
Buys a Dragon
Guys, what
Lance.
should I buy? Checks the lore.
Undying's turn to
Jakiro is a
ban.
dragon, going for the Dragon Lance. Now I have some extra 2,000 gold. I better upgrade that into Hurricane Pike.
But surely the Dragon Lance is a lance used by knights to kill the dragons. Well, I guess if Jakiro's holding it, he can't be killed.
Makes a lot of sense.
Predators turn
The thing about
to ban.
Macropire against Monkey King is it no longer destroys the trees, so that's actually a huge nerf there. Silencer, however, for Undying, they really love to play this hero. They love to play it as a 5, Dubu, very sacrificial, and
10
not greedy at
seconds
all
remaining.
in terms of like getting Glaives of Wisdom to just
5
steal maybe 1 or
seconds
2
remaining.
intelligence from the enemy hero. Instead gets the silence. It's a heavy nuke, long duration silence, and also gets more damage on the Arcane Curse.
So selfless, he doesn't even buy boots until 15 minutes in either.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
still, man delivers some really nice time
He
silences
does.
in game number 1.
Undying's turn
I mean,
to
yeah,
ban.
Dubu, Sansa, and Undying is two main heroes, aren't they? Well, Monkey King out there at the front, we've seen a lot of position 4 from him, and again, you know, we have to mention he is flexible across 2 of the core roles, or even 3 of the core roles as well. So we don't know exactly where he's heading just yet.
This is the hero that
10
can be played
seconds
at all
remaining.
5 roles pretty much. I've even seen in high level
5
pubs position
seconds
5 Monkey
remaining.
King.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those where you want to play 5
Thunder
because you lost a
Predators
roll,
turn to ban.
so you don't want to play the 5 actually, but then you buy Observer Wards, couple of sentries, and then you stop. You're like, man, I'm going to carry from position 5. Doesn't work, but still, it's very doable. Very flexible hero at the moment. Leshrak being banned out. This is the hero that does
10
a lot of
seconds
stuff,
remaining.
becomes super tanky. There's no more Yule Scepter kind of a
5
build,
seconds
boots of
remaining.
travel that's just
Thunder
dead.
Predators
Getting a
turn
hood, getting
Undying's
mana
turn
boots,
to
and
pick.
becoming super tanky.
Thunder-
Snapfire, even more damage inside the arena. Sorry, Gary, on top
Yeah.
of Jakiro. These heroes, they can play Dota. You can go whenever you feel
Undying's turn to pick.
something needs to be done, you can do it.
Not heavily
That
reliant
is-
on super
exactly.
long cooldowns, right?
But they have a bit of limited stuns. Ice Pat's nice, Mars Spear's good, Snapfire Cookie, but Storm Spirit with quick reflexes.
They're kind of finicky stuns, aren't
Yes,
they?
they're not like
easily executable.
10
Sanking
seconds
stun.
remaining.
Also, Tidehunter, this hero is super
5
popular,
seconds
has over
remaining.
60% win rate, over 15 times being picked throughout the international so far.
Yeah, we've had tops and mid. We've had DY playing support Tidehunter.
66.67 win
Ooh,
rate,
rounding up.
15 games. Maybe some of the games were not updated, but this is the stats that I got.
Well, that would be 66.6666 recurring, wouldn't it? Lots
Yeah,
of 6s.
that's why we say 7.
To make it easier for you.
Yeah, that's 67%.
Okay.
That's 70% pretty much.
It's like 100%.
I've seen a lot of Dooms as a counter to Tidehunter, and if they do that, Tidehunter is shifted to position 4, shifted to position 5 if necessary, but this time around it seems like it's going to be that off-lane Tidehunter.
We've seen a bit of mid Doom as well. Like Carl's been
Templar
playing it.
Assassin.
Doom against Storm's pretty handy as well. But Templar Assassin's the grab for Thunder Predator. A ban in the previous game, wasn't it, from Undying, but allowing it to slip through for Leo Star this time. Definitely a mid hero that scales much better than some of the heroes he's been picked through the group
10
stage so far.
seconds remaining.
Undying, I'm thinking about if this is a off-lane Tidehunter
5
to protect
seconds
him, maybe
remaining.
Ursa, maybe Razor. You have a lot of tower damage coming up from the Templar Assassin, Jakiro, so your position 1 doesn't necessarily need to have enormous amount of tower damage, like Razor, for example, something that Fnatic did yesterday. They last picked the Razor while still had ton of tower damage, and it worked really well for them.
How do you control this Storm, though? Are you relying on the spear, on this arena catch from the Mars?
Well, you'll have to.
There's no real position 1 that comes to mind that says, hey, I'm going to be the Storm killer. Unless we do see that Doom position 1. I don't feel like it's a TA position 1 here either. It looks like a Leo style pick.
We wanted to see him on something more active. I think Templar Assassin is that hero that allows him to snowball, clear the Ancients, stay 1, 2, 3k gold ahead of the enemy mid laner, of the enemy possibly safe laner, and have this kind of advantage to play with.
Thunder Predators
As the
turn
Razor you
to
mentioned, good
ban.
call. Undying also very afraid of it. And with Undying potentially looking for their position 1 as well. I guess Night Stalker, Lycan, more position 3s that Thunder Predator have removed to make sure they don't have
10
that
seconds
swarm
remaining.
of units, the vision from Night Stalker, which have proved to be
Undying's
incredibly
turn to
difficult to
ban.
handle. I know wait, are they expecting the Monkey 1 then? It looks like it.
Yeah, most likely. So they banned out Venomancer. Could be preparing for Ursa. Ursa does not like to play into Veno. Very annoying. Can't move. Same goes for Templar Assassin. Overtime
10
damage.
seconds remaining.
Mars can build into pipe, as we've seen in the previous game.
5
But yeah, I
seconds
think
remaining.
Ursa is a good pick. You have Mana Burn coming out from him once he gets the Diffusal Blade. He's one of the heroes that can stand inside the Wukong's command and man fight against Monkey.
And it always feels nice having a pair of heroes that likes to take Roshan early with minus armor out of Snap and TA. Getting an early Aegis here gives them a lot of momentum to fight around the big teamfight ultis they've got on their first 3 picks. Does Undying clock onto that though and take out the teddy bear? I guess Ursa also a pretty natural Abyssal Blade carrier to
Thunder
get
Predators
that lockdown
turn
going a
to
little bit
ban.
later on into the game against the Storm in particular. But they ban the Drow.
One hero that also could work for TP is Morphling. Against Tidehunter, you get stick charges, pretty much always full, and
10
I don't think you
seconds
die.
remaining.
Against Tide Monkey, it's some minus armor coming out from Gush. Monkey can
5
be
seconds
annoying, but you
remaining.
have a range support, because they already showed what their supports are going to be, Jakiro and Snapfire, so that should be okay. You also have a lot of slow. Monkey does not like to play into Jakiro, reducing his attack speed, or like they can still swap things around. It doesn't necessarily need to be Monkey King position 4, can be 1.
Yeah, tons of options. Tons of options. Keeping everything incredibly open.
Undying's turn
And yeah, they
to
do come
pick.
back for a position 1 ban. Just making sure that there is no TB there. And what's it going to be, Undying? Where are you going to chuck these heroes? What roles are they going to be in?
10
We know it's
seconds
5
remaining.
Silencer and 2 Storm, but the rest of them very much up in the air.
5 seconds remaining.
Some tower damage would be nice. Lifestealer, once again, doesn't sound too bad against Mars. Can get outside
Thunder Predators
of the
turn
arena.
to pick.
There you go with a bit more late game oriented hero.
Yeah, rally around that Medusa.
Yeah, Ursa even sounds better. When Battle Fury was changed, Ursa was still super popular. I believe that was the start of the second season in China.
10 seconds
There was
remaining.
a couple of Ursas against Medusa, and I was skeptical at the
5
start.
seconds
You know,
remaining.
it doesn't really work well, but it works amazing, because Phantom Lancer doesn't strike me. It's a good PL game against Medusa, against the Tidehunter. Any kind of mana burn left in the pool, there is none. I think it's a really good Ursa game if they want to play it.
Yeah, Season 2, we all laughed at Bowie when he was talking about Ursa being a counter to Medusa, but man, was he right.
Just a casual mask into Diffusal Blade, blink, BKB if it's needed in this case. Okay,
Anti-mage.
well,
You may now
talking
select
about
your
mana burn,
heroes.
we kind of forgot about the hero that has
Not just the Medusa, right, but the Storm as well.
he has a built-in mana burn. So yeah, they
Late.
are countering 2 heroes with their last pick, which doesn't sound too bad. Also, they're very limited on the stuns. They have Monkey King stun, which is okay. Anti-Mage could struggle early on against the Silencer until he gets Manta Style.
And it could get a little bit congested in that Thunder Predator jungle. AM
That's
and
correct.
TA. Both
TA definitely loves to farm there. Mars is
Yeah.
not a hero that farms Ancient, so there's going to be Templar Assassin. Once Anti-Mage gets his Battle Fury, Templar
10
Assassin
seconds remaining.
needs to get out of the jungle and leave it for AM.
How guaranteed
5
is the Battle
seconds
Fury now? Because
remaining.
we don't often see the Anti-Mage anymore. We've seen a lot of these Battle Fury heroes shift away from it into, more Maelstrom or more speedy items that allow you to take part in fights early on,
If there was any kind of amp for AM in this game,
like an Empower.
sure, I don't know. It's just you just need to buy Battle Fury
Yeah.
on AM. It's a must-have item.
Feels that
Maybe
way.
if you're, as you mentioned, if you had Magnus, for example, you could go for Echo Saber type of a build. Mask of Madness was also an option.
Yeah, because we saw a couple of those from some of the Chinese teams, right? Disassembling Mom and Echo Saber, building Butterfly and all that good stuff later on. How do you feel about Thunder Predator's lineup? Because this is very different from the previous 7 games they've played. Good changes that they've made? You excited to see Leo Style TA and Minor's AM?
I like it. I think it's okay.
And that's Anti-Mage. He's all dressed up for TI, isn't he? Gold and black for the Anniversary Edition. Dressed to impress.
Templar Assassin can buy enough time if she's off to a good start. So they need to better take care of that. Anti-Mage will deliver later. Tidehunter, like, what is he gonna do without mana? He puts no pressure to AM whatsoever. Position 5 these days. Anyway, by bunch of healing cells, so even if AM is in any kind of trouble. Smoke coming out from Undying.
Looking good, looking good.
Yeah, not grouped up all together. What is going on there? The Monkey King's turned into a courier that's sailing its way across towards the mid lane. Gets an early observer ward down on the other side of the river, while the rest of them, Dubu, Saberlight, Tomato, and even Bryle, swinging up towards top, where Minos, the anti-mage, oh, does he go for level 1 blink? He might just have to. He's being hunted, and yeah, forced to blink back to his tier 1.
That's something they don't want. You want to be able to burn his mana. This time around, they will start putting a bit more pressure to AM, knowing that he has that blink level 1.
30 seconds to battle.
Good starting move from Undying.
Build on Medusa this game should be like no mana pool items. You're playing into anti-mage, so you do not want to increase your mana pool too much. Gush.
Easy. He gets the dual breath out. Frank and Moose all here as well, cookieing that Jakiro away from the aggressive Undying squad. They're wanting to defend this bottom bounty rune, but the Primal Spring in. Brawl, Dubu, Timado chasing in towards the snap. No cookie for 5 seconds. Good. Dual breath going out, but Moose is still going to drop, it looks like. The damage over time, yeah, you're right. Fairy Fire plus the stick coming, but the snake chases past to the cookie, but Moon Meander has another Primal Spring, launches himself forward, propels himself into the first blood, which he grabs with ease.
That's a great start. Just having your Monkey King, who is position 4. This hero doesn't buy boots anymore when you're playing position 4, so getting into Orb of Corrosion early on.
And 3 bounty runes as well, hey?
To go back to Medusa talk about her items this game, historically against AM, you do not want to like increase your mana pool too much. So on level 10, I assume he's gonna get like 15 evasion talent, and also Dragon Lance, maybe casual Yasha. You can get SNY, for example. Manta Style is also decent. There's not too many things that he can dispel, so SNY doesn't sound too bad, and then get a Butterfly.
Yeah, it looks like he's got SNY queued up, isn't it? His next 25 minutes is queued there, it looks like. On Tomado's Medusa. Moose getting hammered by Dubu and Saberlight. 2 mangoes, clarities. Loads of regen here to spam their spells onto the AM and the snap. Not the strongest of lanes here, Moose and Minos. Looks like they will get bullied a bit by the duo of Undying. Well, Moon Meander in position 4, technically playing the 5 down bottom, supporting his Medusa, but could leave that lane to find action elsewhere. And of course the mid. Storm versus Templar Assassin.
Oh, matchup. Moose dropping really low. That Gush level 1 is such a powerful spell. It got nerfed. Now it's 3 armor. It was a bit too powerful for a level 1 spell. He's just gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, Minos is dropping low as well, hey? Arcane Curse is ticking him lower, but 50 HP is where he'll stay. But he's missing out on creeps under tower. Does he have more regen coming? It's just a stick, so no salve, no tangos. Dubu going pretty deep here, looking for the anti-mage. It's all out on the Scatter Blast. Final touch to bring him down.
I don't think that was necessary, but okay. Even if they decided to put Monkey King on top, it's still good. Monkey with Jingu trades well against AM, doesn't need mana. This is something that I've seen in Southeast Asia, even China, when like Slaughter was being banned, Legion Commander and AM was picked, Monkey was played as an offlane. Dubu, deepest bottom.
Yeah, they make it go on to Frank, but spears back the Monkey King. Frank's still gonna drop here though. Fairy Fire and Stick. Ooh, is that gonna be enough? Tomato snake in 2, but doesn't close the gap onto the Mars quick enough. So Shakira there with a salve to top him up. A bit of a lane swap from Undying, bringing Dubu down bottom, like
he
you
needs
say.
to run. Dual breath.
Did get salved up. Sticks back. Now MJZ the one who's under threat of dying. Tango, Fairy Fire, healing up. He's gonna be fine.
Dubu saw the Fairy Fire, and they are swapping the lanes. Monkey King is now at top. Moon Meander Deciding to go for Gloves of Haste. Very interesting build. Still needs to go back, run to base,
It's
even
like you
after
said.
bringing the tangos.
These greedy Monkey Kings, aren't they?
I would prefer if that's like a stick, full wand,
Dire's
or try to get
structures are
corrosion.
fortified.
A little bit sad for MJZ there. Maybe could have had that courier snipe on his way to death by that tier 2 tower. Still good regardless. But while all the action has been happening in the side lanes, Lacoste, mid lane, Domination Nation, 19-10 up against 12 and 3. Bryle is handling Leo Style right now.
I kind of expected Storm Spirit is a much better hero in this matchup. It wasn't like that, but Storm Spirit with build on level 3, 1-1-1, also with the attack and the Overlord. You take 2 charges of the refraction, so very powerful.
Is it meant to be this hard though with the 10 denies? Feels like
10
Bryle
denies is a lot, but I also seen Storm Spirit just killing TAs.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess-
Also remember in Southeast Asia, not sure which players, but Templar Assassin managed to kill Storm Spirit. If you use those side blades correctly, it's a skilled matchup. Oh, Moonmeander, he missed the stun. They're still gonna get the kill.
Medusa down. MJZ drops as well. Dubu. Looks like there's nothing really left here from from Frank to throw towards Moon or Dubu. So the Silence are going to be okay for now. But Havoc everywhere.
This means Anti-Mage is gonna get the free farm. 18 CS, Tidehunter also forced to go back to base. 2 points in Kraken Shell. You don't have mana, so you're not going to be able to spam the Anchor Smash. Try to protect yourself as much as you can. I think Monkey King regrets going for Gloves of Haste as the first item after getting
Oh yeah.
First Blood.
Well, what would you have liked to see?
Just Orb of Corrosion.
Let's go straight for that orb, yeah. Probably a good shout. Still going to launch himself onto Frank. Spear catches Dubu. Maybe he's trying to aim that onto the Monkey King as he primal sprung. But Frank down. Killing spree to Moon Meander. A little bit cheeky there on the pogo stick, bouncing around. Moon's blocking out the ancient camp on that Radiant side. Saberlight, even with no mana here, standing his ground against Minos. 1200 HP Tidehunter taking very little damage from the AM when there's no mana to burn.
Undying heavily focusing on the bottom lane, which means that Tidehunter will just get some XP top, couple of CS. Problem is position 4 is not gonna be there. There are not gonna be any stacks for Medusa nor Tidehunter. So that's a pretty big loss.
I wonder if they can kill Saberlight here.
Frank, bottom.
Trying to kill him, yeah, the offlane is taking a beating. Punishment handed out by Dubu. MJZ wanting the Silencer kill, but he stepped too far forward. Moon Meander just keeps it going under the tier 1 tower, and Dubu
Will
dies.
just kill himself, yep. Died to the tower, back with full HP, full mana, get a couple of wards. I'd like to hear his thinking about, like, last word, damage doesn't increase that much. It's 40 plus 0.5 intelligence, and it's an extra duration silence, but
The body blocks.
good body blocks. He knows something is up. He knows
Trap
he's dead.
slow. It looks like he is very dead. Both of his supports died to towers. Giving their lives over meant that Medusa was isolated, and Dubu TP'd in towards mid to refill the bottle.
Because Dubu was involved so far in 6 kills. That's potentially 12 intelligence.
The double bottle refill mid, really. Go on then. Bryle handed a kill here by his 2 supports. Roaming in towards Moose, that poor Snapfire. And maybe Moon Meander looking to scout them out and get a D-ward at the very least, but they don't spot Leo Style.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But even with a CS advantage, not a massive gap between TA and Storm right now in terms of net worth. Leo Style still very capable here.
Region. Bryle picks it up.
Yeah, a good vortex to get back in onto the Storm with a meld strike, but Bryle pops the regen now and maybe wants to zip back into the TA. Knowing the refraction is coming back off cooldown though, doesn't want to risk it, so instead pops back into the jungle.
Finds Ocean Heart. 5 attributes, more regen when standing in the river, which is nice. He did not want to play there with the regeneration. Oh, bottom lane once again, Timado.
Yeah, they kill the snap, but Tomato, you're right, speared up against the tree. Out of mana, 12 wand, and the TPs from the rest of Undying now arriving. The ball forward, lightning zaps in onto the Frank Mars, and Storm Spirit helped out by the Monkey King, going to connect with another boundless strike, meaning MJZ is going to take a tumble.
And it's very important to give your Storm Spirit kills whenever he rotates, no matter what hero. Even though Medusa isn't, you know, off to a greatest start, she's still doing okay. Like, she actually didn't, she died twice, but she's been involved in 7 kills, which is, for a 9-minute game, quite a lot. And look at that, Band of Elven Skin, 3 times on Medusa.
Oh, I like that.
So yeah, one is gonna be a Dragonlance, two are gonna be a Dragonlance, and one's gonna be Yasha.
And you know, you were saying this AM's going to be free farming up top, but every time I look here, Saberlight is punching and pummeling and whacking, wailing on this AM.
Saberlight knows, 1-for-1 build, you don't take damage. You don't have mana, but with the phase boots, you still deal 100 damage.
Yeah, I mean, if we go back to last hits, how are we looking deny-wise on that tide? 45 and 11. That's beautiful stuff. He's barely even behind that AM in net worth as well. Thunder Predator trying to create a bit of action down in the bottom lane. There's no catapult coming, but still a little bit of chip damage with that level 2 liquid fire forces the glyph.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Moon Meander. Gloves of Haste. Going Medallion, so no Orb of Corrosion. And a double TP, Boundless Strike, connects onto the 2 supports, moves, evaporates under Bryle's damage. Keep the ball lightning going as that global silence stops MJZ from doing anything. AM is here, Mana Void's coming, Bryle, oh, he's nearly dead, inside the arena, Wukong's command is coming though, they turn and fight, Bryle finally falls in Minos, 1 stick charge, a blink in a second, will he get away? Absolutely.
Meanders chasing, Boundless, 1 more hit.
Oh, he's getting close, there it is.
Oh, Boundless applied Orb of Venom, Anti-Mage, slow down and kill. This is quite a lot of gold. It looked like it might be a triple kill from AM if there was a bit more mana.
Do it.
Soul Ring Ravage?
Yeah, do it. Oh, would have been great, but he wants that tower. Secure the objective. Saberlight, his head is screwed on tight. He knows what's key here for their victory.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Templar Assassin has been missing for a while. 3rd in the net worth, but heading reasonably quickly into the Blink Dagger. It looked like Leo Style has changed his mind about that Deso first.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Blink Dagger allows you to also farm, jump between the camps, and also be more active with the team.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Usually we don't see that. It was a Dragonlance with the level 10 talent.
Yeah.
Now that's a level 15 talent, so you don't come
Dire
online as
structures
fast
are
as you did
fortified.
before. And then a Deso, of course. It also gives you a bit of a stats.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Medusa being active, moving towards the mid lane, point in a Stone Gaze early on. They get
Dire's
the
middle
tower.
has fallen.
Nobody.
I wish Dubu had Glaives of Wisdom. He was been involved in 11 out of 15 kills.
Yeah, he has. Ancients contested, long ball lightning, Bryle catches out Leo Style, where's the reveal? The dust comes out, Saberlight, he doesn't even need a pop Ravage there, they just destroy the TA, take all of her income away.
You don't need to stack, all you need to do is invade enemy stacks. That's simple, because they're wasting time stacking. Anti-Mage is still very farmed.
Radiant's bottom
He's
tower
5,000
is
net
under
worth,
attack.
getting closer to Battle Fury. It's gonna be like 15-ish minute Battle Fury on top of full Magic Wand and the Power Treads, plus Orb of Venom, which is
Dire
okay.
are scanning.
How late do they need this game to go though for Thunder Predator?
They need to play 4 versus 5 pretty much. AM can join if they're fighting close to the tower. 1 TP against Storm Spirit who's out of mana can make a kill, potentially double, triple kill if they're grouped around.
That's why the Storm's going Lincolns, right? Kyle Lincolns.
Yes, I really don't mind that. Bryle has been pretty impressive in this series so far.
I mean, there's nothing that pops the Lincolns, is there? there is just Mana Void as a single target spell.
That is correct, Gary.
Oh wow, yeah. That's super valuable pickup.
Frank is going for Yule Scepter.
Saberlight. He's going to try and TP out in the middle of that arena. Wukong's command, utilized by
Fake
Moon
TPs.
Meander, stops the TP and still holds on to Ravage. 2 on tower, being pressured, but team
A
up
bit
dying.
of miscommunication there. It felt like they wanted to take the fight. Moon Meander was... Guys, go.
Yeah, Wukong's global. That's Ravage, but no. Saberlight holds it. While Leo style. Oh, his blink is being delivered in a second. Refraction, a couple of charges still up on it, but they've been cancelled out by Moon Meander. He can't refract again. 5 seconds cooldown, so the storm zip forward, and Leo style, every time he tries to jungle, he's found and killed. And they're TP bottom. Saberlight has a Ravage, but it's such a hero. You don't need to. You don't need to Ravage this. Just Primal Spring on his head. Slay the beast.
Moon Meander, he's all over the place.
In a good way.
Yep. Medallion, he understands where the most damage is going to come from. It's going to be physical damage from God's Rebuke, from Templar Assassin, even Anti-Mage. So building into Solar Crest, and that's one way to amplify your Medusa later on. He almost has that Solar.
Super farmed.
Level 9.
Yeah, 15 minutes in.
Oh, he found him again.
Hello. T8 gets the blink away. That's why we went for it. Moon Meander. Spear down to the low ground. Does he have a streak? No, he doesn't. Still 240 gold for the Templar Assassin as Ryle comes back in with that DD rune, shreds the Snapfire, while Leo and Frank, considering the battle before them. Plans being made though as Saberlight fake pumped the Ravage for a second.
Dota 2 is a fun and balanced game.
I agree with that 100%.
Thank you, Ice Frog. So Medusa still
Cheeky.
feels like going for that Manta style, which is okay. I don't mind Manta. I discussed her item build before the game even started, and the Butterfly is the big item. I see also Shadow Blade, Silver Edge, potentially, where you can break Anti-Mage, which is real nice. Global Silence. Seems like he just wanted me to shut up. There was no action happening.
Well, they catch the Anti-Mage. Blink back at half HP, the arena's down, and Moon Meander focused inside of it. Frank finds it, Minos, he turns with a Mana Void, but he's dead to the storm. Dubu finds the final touch, in fact, as they get a 1-for-1 trade that is absolutely worthwhile for Undying.
Are fortified.
Undying's moving around the map. Medusa is farming. She's joining when it's necessary to secure a tower, or when she feels there's going to be a fight where she's necessary.
I panicked there, by the way, when that global went off. Like, who the heck is he globaling?
That was more of a global.
Radiant's bottom tower.
You just made Twitch chat go wild. Twitch cat? Jeez Louise.
And when you're playing position 5 Silencer, it's always the same build. You consume a lot of mana. You want to have Windlace or Tranquil Boots to be able to get close and steal a bit of intelligence, and then get that Veil of Discord, amplifying your own damage and amplifying team's damage.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Very nice indeed. First talent up for the monkey. Tree Dance Vision. Pouncing along atop the canopy. The Monkey King views his kingdom. Who does he find? Naught but creeps. Slayer Style comes down. Moon Meander, he jumped into that creep wave. Gives as good as he takes with a boundless strike, slap to the back. But Undying are the ones claiming territory in the northern part of the map, forcing the Anti-Mage away from any safe farm he could have had. Have they?
His career died.
Yeah.
That's big. That's huge.
Ooh.
Delaying his Battle Fury for 2 minutes. It's like taking away 1,000 gold, I would say, maybe even more, because he can't farm Ancients.
It's probably way more, right? I mean, if you include the value.
Okay,
of the
you
item.
do math, Gary. Let me give me that number. No,
I mean, I was just saying, if you include the actual Void Stone itself, like the value of that item, it's delaying that 800 odd gold plus the 300-400 he's farming.
That's a nice and cheeky answer by you. Philosopher's Stone, double Philly, balance in all things.
Radiant's
That's what I love
bottom
to see.
tower is under
Since we
attack.
added 5 neutral items instead of 4,
Feels nicer, doesn't it?
it feels nice because there's a higher chance that Philly will drop. And it's the best item for your position 4 or 5. It's also going to be very good since we're in Tinker meta. Tinker likes to hold it. Zeus, one of the heroes that can hold the item.
Yeah, no one gets left behind. Everyone gets a neutral. Looks like a pretty simple Roshan here for Undying. Thunder Predator really in no position to realise this is happening, nor to contest it. They still want to delay this game, drag it out, get some big items on lifestealer's TA, and of course ramp up on this anti-mage who does have his Battle Fury now delivered. But you're staring down the barrel of this Bryle and Tomato Storm Medusa duo who are going to start charging down your lanes, claiming tier 2. Even with a Vlad's up now on Saberlight, so buffing up his Medusa even more.
It's going to be Solar,
Dire's top tower is
Vlad,
under attack.
Medusa, Leo style. Cutting the creep wave. Moon Meander's already there. He's all over the place. Has such a good read on the game. There's one TP.
And he's stunned,
Zip.
Vortex in. Leo style.
I think they
he knew
lost
it.
vision.
Couldn't quite keep tabs on her with that good blink away. But with the tier 2 falling, it means that Undying get the top outpost.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom
We haven't
tower
seen a
is
team
under
fight from
attack.
Thunder Predator yet, have we? We praised and talked about this arena with the kisses and the macro pyre, but I don't believe they've used it once yet. A full combo anyway. So it really is just a waiting game for your 2 cores to get up and running.
It's very hard. If Silencer doesn't get caught, he will use the global. Big zip bottom.
Easy kill. Hunting for more, but there's none to be had. And that's just 2 heroes, you know, moving very swiftly to the bottom lane. While Saberlight and Tomato are still battering away. Tier 2s.
Moon Meander, what a bro.
What's he done?
Dire's middle tower
Buys a
is under
tome,
attack.
drops it in front of the Storm Spirit, who picks it up and uses it. Storm Spirit level 16.
Dire's middle tower has
I
fallen.
love this. This is the big item against Anti-Mage. Getting the Aghanim Scepter, so you can always pull him, and you don't care about the counter spell. Because it becomes
Radiant's top tower
like
is
AoE
under
targetable.
attack.
Very, very potent indeed. Some TPs
Dire's
back
bottom
to the
tower
tier
is
3
under
and
attack.
tier 2,
Radiant's
indicating they want to
structures
TP
are
someone
fortified.
maybe into the tier 1 tree area here. The Storm is going to make that move. So now they can go, jumping onto TA. The global comes, and they've caught out Leo style. Yet another well-executed move by Undying, shutting down Thunder Predator every step of the way.
And you can't even go on Storm Spirit. That Lincoln Sphere, we already discussed, there is no way of popping the Lincolns. Mars has a Yule Scepter. I don't think he wants to use that on a Storm Spirit to pop the Lincoln. That's his setup.
Yeah. Tomato, emboldened by his team's aggression, straight towards Frank. Well, yeah, he yields himself. Doesn't mean too much though. Another +2 for Dubu. Jay-Z wants the Arcane Rune, he'll deny it, but he's going to die for it, isn't he? 24 to 8, a 10k lead now for Undying, and this is getting completely out of hand.
Yep, another +2 boot for Silencer.
I knew it. I set you up for that. As soon as
Yes,
I
you
said,
did. I heard it, and I had to go for it.
Dire's courier has been
Medusa,
killed.
didn't talk about her items for a minute. Suddenly there's a Crystallis and full Butterfly. For people who are just tuning in, Medusa does not want to increase her mana pool too much. You just want to be able, because you're playing against Anti-Mage, and there's also the Lincolns, possibly counterplay that Storm Spirit can use on Medusa. So it's not that much of a counter anymore.
how do you stop
Are
this?
fortified.
MNZ
Radiant's
going for the
middle
back
tower
door.
is under attack.
We'll get the tower. Dragon Scale really helps out with that, but there's still a full creep wave approaching.
But he's got Aghanim Shard and Dragon Scale on Saberlight's side. A creep wave comes and they've caught Leo Style. He's been stunned up. And a good macro pyre Doing damage to Undying with the kisses landing. They'll find Moon Meander
Can he
for
survive
sure.
this? Kisses?
Saberlight nearly dead, but that Kraken shell keeps him up and running.
Kraken Shell and also infused Raindrop using the Magic Wand charges. Hood of Defiance keeping him alive.
23-minute Raxing though, tier 3 and ranged down. And Storm Spirit still has Aegis for 30 seconds. Not likely to use it at this point though. This has got to be what Thunder Predator expected from this draft though, isn't it, Lacoste? You're waiting for 30, 40 minutes into the game when Anti-Mage is ready to fight, when TA has 3, 4 items. Deso, Blink, BKB, Battle Fury, Manta, Skadi.
It might be too late because Undying has got all their items ready to siege the high ground, put a lot of pressure with the first Aegis. Storm Spirit's 600 gold, 500 gold away from Aghanim's Scepter. Pull into just, let's say, a Tidehunter Anchor Smash that is amplified by Shard is enough.
Radiant's
And then we
bottom
can add
tower
some,
is
you
under
know,
attack.
Ravage, we can add Medusa damage from the split shot.
Moon Meander having a bit of fun. He was looking for where the Anti-Mage was, but Minos to be found. Let's come back into that bottom jungle now. But they don't even have an easy way of split pushing these lanes. Everywhere the AM goes, the Storm answers, shoves the wave back. Well, the Medusa is that unstoppable force pushing down the opposing lane.
Medusa bringing full Silver Edge,
Already.
so she's gonna be able to break Anti-Mage, break Mars and Templar Assassin. It's mostly for AM.
20,000 net worth on the Medusa. I just had a double take there. I mean, what's the GPM like? 763, not too shabby.
What about GPM, Gary?
What did I say? I meant GPM, but the global silence.
XPM, my bad.
XPM, we'll check that in a second, because ultis are being cast at cost. Saberlight, half
Then cast the
HP.
damn game, Gary.
Kraken Shell is going to allow him to survive, and now Storm's back in. The Vortex, onto the TA, they cookie Frank away. Ravage doesn't land on anyone, it appears, and Leo Style, well, he blinks back to safety. Relative safety, anyway.
Buyback from Frank.
Oh, weird fight. Tomato's now like, okay, everyone's cast all their spells, it's my turn. I want to come up here and whack your towers. Tier 3 dropping, Rax exposed once more.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
I don't know what the button is for XPM, I'm sorry Lacoste, but Saberlight, it will die. Frank has made the jump in. Bryle, another 2-man Vortex. Down goes Moose, no buyback on Snapfire. Tomato forced to Manta Style, but they'll pick off Jakiro. Easy as you like for the Storm Spirit, while on the other side of the map, well, Minos, he's trying to chip away at tier 3s, but you're losing the rest of your base.
Medusa still has Stone Gaze available.
Yeah, she's still got Silver Edge as well, hey? Frank is just pummeled. Dies back, gone for 70.
Anti-Mage did some tower damage, but they already lost the mid tier 3 tower, they lost the ranged barracks, and now full set of barracks on the top lane. Medusa has BKB queued up next into Swift Blink. Roshan may respawn in a couple of seconds. I think before going for the high ground, they could take Rosh. It's also one of those games where enemy takes every single rune and they have a hero who benefits so much from it. Storm Spirit, they don't have any vision, but he's been controlling the runes and playing with regeneration, double damage, invisibility, you name it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just blinked.
a bit limited on the catch, Storm Spirit.
He doesn't want to ball in onto an
Yeah,
AM,
does
does he?
not want to use all of his mana pool because they maybe needed one extra hero to get him. Roshan, alive.
Arcane Rune top. Bryle going to be very happy.
Dire's bottom tower is under
There we are
attack.
now.
Check the Roche. Bryle knows it's being pinged out, so does Moose.
Minos 2-2 and 0.
Dire's bottom tower
Third
is
in the
under
net worth
attack.
though, and when you've put so many eggs in this anti-mage basket, you would really expect and need him, require him to be the top of the net
Radiant's
worth.
top tower is under attack.
Well, it's not to be for Thunder Predator right now.
Gem on Monkey King, they will get rid of the vision. Glimmer Cape also on him, so he is playing that real position for. Now I'm gonna transition into a core, trying to amplify his core as much as possible and keep them alive.
Usually in this position, I'd ask, what does it take for Thunder Predator to win a fight? But I don't think that's the right question to be asking. What does it take for Thunder Predator to actually win the game at this point? It's AM split pushing? Force Undying back across the map because AM has been caught. A great Ravage in from Saberlight as well. The Vortex into Ravage, now the Global, force the Manta. He does blink away. Pop those illusions.
Another
as
Vortex
Minos
ready soon.
off to the right-hand side. They'll change tact and get onto moves instead. Minos still being pinged. Moon Meander with no boundless, can't connect on him. They spend a couple of big ultis there. Minos still survives through the onslaught.
Minos will need to go for rat tactics, try to skip as much as possible. Also, they gave Medusa Shard, which is very interesting, because they have no spells that you can target her with other than Anti-Mage Mana Void.
Yeah, we had that discussion, didn't we? Who's that? MJ, well, it was MJC. Ceases to exist. No longer a citizen of this world. Oh, blink dagger on Medusa now. So really looking to jump in with that Stone Gaze, close things out, get on top of the TA.
It's a ganking Medusa. He sees Anti-Mage, DPs to a lane, goes into Silver Edge.
Is that the catch?
That's the catch that they need.
Stone Gaze is the catch. Quite difficult for Thunder Predator with top lane and mid both being a racks down. They're trying to keep bottom lane out, so there's no easy access into this tier 2, tier 3.
I must have them all.
Minos wants a BKB next. I just don't know if he has what it takes to solo carry this game. Especially if he gets chain stunned, but going back to that topic, they don't have much in the way of stuns, just a boundless strike.
Anti-Mage holding a lot of different items. Paladin Sword wants the region up. Has Titan Sliver as well, which is going to be the primary item. And Dragon Scale is for pushing. If he's going to go for the towers, that's his item. Deal a bit more tower damage. We can see Saberlight, no mana, has 11 Magic 1 charges.
They're
Plus
going
a Soul
to
Ring.
wars.
They've had enough.
Well, they know how strong they are. Medusa has Aegis for 2.5 minutes. AM's trying to cut waves with TA pushing bottom, but they have to TP back, they have to fight, they have to defend their Ancient. Frank is in. Saberlight with no real spells to give. AM jumps Moon Meander at the back, and the Ravage, it comes, it connects onto Minos. Now the Global after Manta, they caught the AM. He's got no way out now. Zip in and Vortex him out. No buyback, AM's down. Your one potential win condition here for TP is gone.
Gary, when it's time to call it,
It's time to call it.
it really is, because they got no business left in this game.
Final towers come crumbling down. And Thunder Predator, another loss in the group stage here for TI10. Leo Star jumped in, the GGs have already been called. And Undying pick up another victory, well deserved over Thunder Predator.
They tried. I don't think it was that bad of an anti-mage game. Would still prefer if that was Ursa that can play a bit earlier.
Yeah.
And also forcing AM to get Blink level 1. It's all these small things that add up together. Templar Assassin getting killed a couple of times. Whenever TA dies, it's similar to, let's say, Meepo dying. These are the heroes that flash farm early on, and you just cripple them. I gotta give credit to Moon Meander. His Monkey King was top-notch, 10 out of 10 performance, no doubt about it. Same goes for Storm Spirit. I don't think you can ask for a better performance, and suddenly you see Storm Spirit with the Lincoln Sphere, that they have nothing to pierce the Lincolns with.
Yeah, it was very well executed, well drafted, everything going the way of Undying and taking the 2-0 victory. So a quick break and we'll return with our final series of the day coming up right after this break.